All right, guys, so welcome back. So I got this mic for free, but it takes power, and I don't know if my Minolta camera gives power. I tried plugging in and it didn't work. The one I have in there now, the Tacstar, has a battery in it. I really like this guy too. It's nice and small and compact. Anyway, that's not why I brought you here. I brought you here to show you this guy. Hopefully you guys, if you've seen my other videos, you know where this is from. This is from my Newman motor. And these are some big, beefy N52 Neo Mags. They're 2 inches by 1 inch by 3/4. And they're a monster size. But what's really good about this guy is it's really close to the top. So I can mount either this guy or another coil up here, have it run this one, or have it being powered by this coil, which works absolutely perfect. And on this one, we've got all the bearings spinning. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bearings on here, and they're all spinning. I can hold this, it'll spin. I can let it go, it'll spin. So I'll get maximum spinach out of it. I 3D printed these guys as extra light source. What I have to do though is I have to solder them together and all that good stuff. But I'm basically testing to see how the sound is, because man, I'm having a lot of problems with my sound. And it's not just my old raspy voice either, it's the quality of the sound. But it's the best I can do, so oh well. So stay tuned. All right, so if I plug in my power supply, which I have a different power supply here, I don't have one that I can adjust. So I gotta be careful. But she starts taking off. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off because I really need to put a shield up or something. Yikes. That is one, and right behind me is my 1964 Fiat that's been redone. Last thing I need to do is have a magnet flying and hitting it. Here, let me show you guys really quick. White walls and everything. 1964. But yeah, that's what sucks about working in a shop that isn't your home shop. Blah blah blah. This is my home shop, but it isn't done yet, and all my stuff, my 3D printer, all my other tools, a lot of them are in storage. A lot of them are at the other house I'm staying at. Ay ay ay. This is a beast, man. I'd hate for one of these things to come flying out. They're pretty, I mean, I had it flying inside the Newman motor, and they never even remotely started coming apart. But this is a little bit different. The Newman motor doesn't get up to these speeds. So I'm going to have to either, I don't think I have a speed controller set up here. Yeah, I got this funky power supply. Maybe you guys can help me with this. Does anybody know what kind of attachments go inside there? It isn't a press thing where you press it down. It looks like it just slides right into whatever it is. And so right now I have it hooked to the back, which has a constant 13.8 volts, 30 amp max coming out. So I'm just using it for the 13 volts, but I can't adjust it like I can with my other power supply. It's pretty nice though, man. I got to get it set up though, because I got to get some tools over here, because I got to drill this guy out. Oops, I gotta drill this guy out so I can put a bolt through there. A nice flathead bolt, if I can. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, guys, so what I have here is the regular rotor I had set up. I put 2 stops on the inside there. I didn't put any outside here. But this coil is from Sky Collection, and it's a really nice coil. Let's see what we can do with this guy. It's going pretty nice. Yeah, it's flying now. I think I'm going to turn it off though, because again, I don't have any speed control on this particular power supply. But it is going really well. This is from a different setup that I had. What I want to do though is put this dual rotor, this bifilar coil in there, hooked up to both of the circuits on this JL94 dual circuit. I want to try that guy and see how much I can get out of the coil into this bridge rectifier and then into my either powering up one of these guys, I haven't finished them yet, or powering up one of these, or powering up a different light that I have somewhere. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so I've got it going to this bifilar coil. One of the wires is coming from the circuit, which again turns the coil on and off or changes its polarity. The other wire is going into the bridge rectifier, which is coming into this guy. So it's putting out 151 volts. Not a lot of amps, but 151 volts. I don't have an amp meter here. But she's definitely flying. Let me turn that off. So that's pretty cool. And I wound this coil. I wound this one. It's pretty freaking heavy. I think it weighs like 1.5 pounds or something. And I don't know if I have the one that Sky Collection made from. Oh yeah, here it is. I do have it. And this is the one that I copied it from. I'll try this one next. This is a really good coil too, and I copied it. They both weigh just about the same. And this has a run side and a pickup side. Same as this guy. So, and then later on, we're going to try this beast. This has got 2-inch magnets, but this is 1 inch by I think 1/2 inch. So it's not as big as the monsters that are in here. Oops. This is sliding. I'm going to have to, come on. I'm going to have to put end caps right here, but I forgot to, I 3D printed some pieces that'll go inside there and hit up against the bearing, and I forgot to bring them with me. Anywho, I think I'm going to try this guy too at some point. Oops. Oops. Keep forgetting I can't have this stuff over where there's any metal. Then I've got this little miniature one of these. Basically the same thing, it's just much smaller. Like that. I was going to try some experiments with that too. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so that one is Sky's coil. putting out about the same voltage, 147. Mine was putting out a little bit more, but not much. This guy is, it's definitely running faster with Sky's coil. Yeah, I have to screw this thing down to something because it bounces around too much. But yeah, it was doing really good. I put some collets on the end there, so, and I did have one 3D printed sleeve to go up against the bearing. But all 4 bearings are spinning. Yeah, this is a really good coil. And it was specifically made to have a run and a pickup side. And of course the pickup side goes right into the bridge rectifier, which then comes out to this puppy who's now winding down 37 volts. That's because of the cap. Anyway, let me see what else I can do here. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I got it set up like this. Here, let me bring you guys over here. So I have this guy bolted down to the table, and this has got a big ass beefy rotor. It's gonna energize this coil from this circuit, from the power supply, gonna go into this bridge rectifier, out into this circuit, and energize this. So basically, I'm going to try to run this pulse motor off of this one. Now, we've seen that this guy can produce high voltage, but it produces almost no amps. I mean, it does, but not much. And it's the amps that run this thing. But I do believe we'll be successful. There's one going. And you can see the bulb for the other one. And it's going. Yeah, it's definitely running. So this one is powering this guy. And even when I turn it off, it's still powering it because there's still stuff left in the bridge rectifier coming over to this single JL94 circuit. That's kind of cool. I've always wanted to do that. Since I started this channel, I've wanted to run one pulse motor off another, and I've done it before. But seeing that I have these big beefy magnets, these big beefy rotors, I figured, let me try it. So I first did it with this guy here, but this is a much better coil. And again, that one and that one are both wound through Sky Collection, as well as this one too. I don't think it really matters what coils I use. I could even use this guy on here, or on here. But it was really bouncing around when I was testing it, so I had to secure this guy down to here. I was going to put this on there like that to kind of hold it together, but it doesn't really need it. And I misjudged the distance between these two guys here, because it's supposed to go up here. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Just wanted to show you guys that. Stay tuned. So I got them switched now. I've got, let me pull this thing up here. I've got, let me get it over here. I've got the circuit going to this guy running this one, and then coming off of here running this one. So this guy is now powering this guy, and it works a lot better. I had to boost it up though, because it was It was working when it was way down here, but it was too low. Yeah, that one's working really good. These are great coils. And of course they're monster rotors, so they're putting out a lot of magnetic flux. Cool, man. Turn that guy off. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, so I think that's all we're going to do with these guys. Look at that. What I'm going to do next for the next video, though, is these are printed parts from a motor that Redesigned 3DP sells. And I also bought the circuit from him. So what I need to do is I need to actually build the circuit, because he sends you the circuit board with all the components and you just solder it together yourself, no big deal. And I'm going to build this guy next. I've had some questions about whether I would sell these or not. And I don't sell any of my stuff. I make this for myself and that's it. But there are two people who do sell stuff. One is K Energy, and his website, he sells Bedini motors, he sells all this type of stuff. And Redesigned 3DP, he also sells stuff pertaining to pulse motors. You know, there's just no way I can build this and sell it for a reasonable amount. And yeah, I just don't want to do that. Anyway, this will be the next video, so thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.